Have you ever, just looked up at the night sky and been kind of overwhelmed by the sheer scale of space? I mean, it's this massive, unexplored frontier, right?
It really is.
But here's the thing. We have something right here on Earth that's arguably even more mysterious and definitely less explored.
Oh, absolutely. The deep sea, for sure.
Yeah, the deep sea. We're talking over 70% of our planet's surface. It's basically an alien world, hidden right there beneath the waves. So you gotta wonder, what secrets are down there? What could it mean for us, for humanity? All this potential just waiting to be unlocked.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. Consider this your express ticket, like a fast track, to understanding these amazing discoveries made in the deep sea.
Nice.
All pulled straight from the material you gave us, by the way. We've gone through it, picked out the most mind-blowing facts, the coolest insights about this final frontier right here at home.
I love it. A deep dive indeed. So where do we even begin with something this massive?
Well, we have to start with the pioneers, the folks who first dared to venture into the abyss.
Right, like those early explorers, those trailblazers. You can't just jump into the deep end without, well, dipping your toes in first.
Exactly. And in the materials you sent over, one thing that stood out was the HMS Challenger expedition, back in the 1870s, no less.
Wow, the 1870s, that's going way back.
Oh, yeah. They literally sailed around the globe purely for science. And get this, they discovered over 4,000 brand new species.
No way, 4,000. That's just unbelievable.
It really puts into perspective how little we knew back then. This expedition was like the bedrock. It basically kickstarted the whole field of oceanography.
And it showed us just how diverse, how rich life is down there.
Precisely. And then fast forward to the 20th century, another milestone you highlighted in your notes, the Bathyscaphe Trieste.
Ah, yes, Trieste, the ultimate deep dive.
1960, Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh, they piloted that thing to the deepest point on Earth, the Challenger Deep, in the Mariana Trench.
It's mind-boggling, really, when you think about it, like reaching the bottom of the world.
Right. It proved we could push the limits, reach even the most extreme environments. Talk about opening up possibilities.
Okay, so we've got these early pioneers, these incredible feats of exploration, but it seems like things really accelerated with technology, right? It's not just brave souls in submersibles anymore.
You got it. The game changer was the development of ROVs, remotely operated vehicles, and AUVs, autonomous underwater vehicles.
ROVs and AUVs, these are like our robotic explorers, aren't they?
Exactly. And a bunch of the sources you shared go into detail about them. They can go deeper, stay down longer, and cover way more ground than any human in a submersible.
So they're like our eyes and hands in the deep, sending back all this incredible data.
Precisely. And then you have these amazing individuals pushing the boundaries even further. One name that jumps out from your research, Dr. Robert Ballard.
Oh yeah, Dr. Ballard. He's a legend. Everyone knows him for discovering the Titanic, right?
That's the one. One of your articles even mentioned it specifically. But he's done so much more than that. He's been using this deep sea tech to explore all sorts of underwater environments.
A true pioneer. And there's another name that really stood out in the materials you provided, Sylvia Earle.
Absolutely, we can't forget Sylvia Earle. She's a powerful advocate for ocean conservation, a true champion for the deep sea. You even included one of her interviews in your research.
Both of them really shining a light on this hidden world. And speaking of bringing things to light, there's this one discovery that totally blew my mind.
Let me guess. Hydrothermal vents.
You got it. That was huge GE. It completely changed how we think about life itself.
It really did. Late 1970s, this discovery was like a revolution. One of your sources even called it a paradigm shift.
So what are hydrothermal vents exactly?
Well, imagine this. Entire ecosystems thriving in total darkness, no sunlight whatsoever. They get their energy from chemicals, from the Earth itself. It's called chemosynthesis. These organisms convert inorganic chemicals into energy, totally different from photosynthesis, which needs sunlight.
So it challenged this long-held idea that all life needs the sun.
Exactly. It broadened our whole definition of what habitable even means. Life can exist in the most extreme places. Who knows where else it might be hiding right here on Earth or maybe on other planets.
Okay, so we've got these crazy ecosystems thriving in darkness. And you know what else comes to mind when I think of the deep sea? Weird creatures.
Oh, there are plenty of those. Your research definitely highlighted some of the stranger ones. Like, have you ever heard of bioluminescence?
Bioluminescence, yeah. Those deep sea creatures that glow in the dark, right?
Exactly. They produce their own light. But it's not just random glowing. It's communication, it's camouflage, it's a way to hunt. It's like this constant underwater light show. Totally mesmerizing.
It sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie. And then there's that zombie worm. Can't forget that one. That name really stuck with me.
The zombie worm, scientific name Ozidax. One of the studies you sent over went into detail about them. They're pretty incredible. They feed on the bones of dead whales that sink to the bottom of the ocean.
Okay, that's pretty morbid.
It is. But
Uh,
here's the thing. They don't have mouths or guts. They use these root-like structures to dissolve the bone and absorb the nutrients.
wow, nature finds a way, doesn't it? Talk about recycling. But it's not just the creatures that are strange down there. There are those bizarre lakes within the sea that I read about.
Ah, yes, brine pools. One of your documents had a whole section on them. They're super interesting. Basically, imagine underwater lakes, but filled with extremely salty water. So salty, it's toxic to most marine life.
Toxic lakes. Under the sea. This is getting weirder and weirder.
I know. And because the salty water is denser, it sinks and forms these distinct pools on the ocean floor, almost like a separate lake. It creates these eerie, almost alien environments.
Wow, lakes within the sea. It's like something out of a dream. So we've got these strange creatures, these bizarre environments. But, sometimes I think, why does all this matter to me? To the average person.
That's a fair point. But here's the thing. The deep sea, it's not just some isolated world. It's connected to everything. For example, it plays a huge role in regulating our planet's climate.
Climate change is something we all care about.
Exactly. The deep ocean currents, they circulate heat around the globe, and the ocean itself absorbs a ton of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So understanding all of this, it's crucial as we face climate change. Several of your sources emphasize that point.
So it's not just about fascinating creatures, it's about the health of our planet.
Exactly. And then there's the potential for new discoveries, the unique life forms down there that could lead to new medicines, new technologies. Some of those articles you sent even talked about that.
So there's practical value too.
Oh, for sure. And of course, there's the possibility of untapped resources, although that's something we have to be really careful about from an environmental standpoint. But on a more fundamental level, exploring the deep sea, it helps us understand life itself. It pushes the boundaries of our knowledge, gives us clues about where life came from and where else it might exist in the universe.
So it's not just exploration for the sake of exploration, it's about understanding our place in the cosmos.
Exactly.
Well, we've certainly covered a lot of ground today. A true deep dive into this amazing underwater world.
It really has been.
But before we wrap things up, what are some key takeaways you want listeners to remember?
Here's what's important. The deep sea, it's vast, it's vital, it covers most of our planet, and we've only scratched the surface. It's teeming with life, with creatures and ecosystems that thrive in conditions we once thought impossible. And this exploration, it's not just about satisfying our curiosity. It's about understanding our planet, our climate, the potential for new discoveries, and maybe even the origins of life itself. All of this right from the material you provided.
And it makes you wonder, what else is out there? What other seemingly impossible things might exist? In the deep sea, in space, who knows? There's always more to discover. If this deep dive has piqued your interest, keep exploring, keep learning. The world of science is